But I mean, doing like a girl film, I was like, eh. And then they asked me about would I do a film with Chyna because she was still alive.
I'm gonna
And I
ask
was
you about
like,
her.
I can't do that.
She did a She-Hulk.
What'd she do?
They did an Avengers
See, I
parody.
never saw any of her stuff.
Well, she was. I mean, this is all research for me. But yeah, they did an Avengers parody, and she was She-Hulk during a porno film.
Okay.
But I was just curious. I mean,
They asked me if I would do like me and Chyna with a guy. And I was like, I don't know about that. And like at first I was like considering it. I'm like, well, if I can do just things with the guy, sure, but I don't want to do anything with her.
right.
Like if we both do something to the guy, but we don't touch each other.
Did they pitch it to her as well?
I think they did. I didn't talk to her about it, but I think they did.
What really kind of relationship did you have with her?
She and I were very good friends.
Okay.
Back when we were in the company together, we were very good friends. I was the first person she came to when her implant popped. She's like, I got to talk to you about something. And boom, shirt goes up, flat boob. So like we were very close back then. And then of course we lost touch over the years. But then when we got back together, I mean, she and I would FaceTime every night up
Right.
until like, when she died. It would be 3 a.m. out here on the East Coast, midnight for her. And she'd call me up on FaceTime, wake my ass up. But she was like fucked up every single time. She was drunk or something every single time. And I'm like, Joni, every night we're FaceTiming and you're a mess. And she was like, oh, I'm just having fun. So then I had to go back to rehab from one of my DUIs. It was court ordered, this is what you have to do. Instead of going to jail, you have to go to rehab.
Right.
So I was going in for 3 months and I said to her, I said, because I was sober at the time going into rehab. Like I didn't go in and have to detox because I was sober at home, but I had to do the rehab time for the court. So I said to her, I said, why don't you come with me? I said, you've been drinking too much. Come with me. We'll have fun. We'll make something of it.
To rehab.
Right. I'd come to rehab with me. The company will pay for it. I'm like, why don't you come with me? And then afterwards, maybe you can do something from it. Because I had a lot of ideas, which I'll tell you about. But she was like, no, I'm okay. I have it all under control. And then I go to rehab and she dies while I'm in rehab. I walked into the cafeteria for lunch and the chef said to me, because I used to help out in the kitchen because I love to cook. The chef said to me, you got to go to your counselor's office. I'm like, why? He goes, I don't know. She said you have to call your sister. So right away I'm thinking, oh my God, my mom or my sister, something's wrong. So I go to my counselor's office and my counselor had this look on her face. She already knew. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, you got to call your sister. So I called my sister and my sister told me that she had passed away and I just lost it. I was just a mess. So of course I felt all these guilt feelings because I'm like, I wanted her. I was trying to get her to come with me. She didn't want to come. And then while I'm in rehab, she dies. So I was just like, I had these guilt feelings. I had just all kinds of feelings. And I was a mess. I was like in hysterics for like 2 hours.
Does any of those feelings ever question your own mortality?
What do you mean?
Like if you when somebody who's so close dies in the manner, and you with your own demons, does it ever make you like think about your own mortality?
Well, absolutely. And while I was in rehab, that's when Balls Mahoney died too.
Yeah.
And I've known him since I'm 17. Chris and Balls grew up together. So one of the very first friend of Chris's that I met was Balls. It was John Reckner. So I've known him forever. He was like family, So while I'm in rehab, I lose, Joni and Balls. So yeah, it was kind of like, I thought to myself, okay, like things were going through my head like, I don't deserve to be in rehab right now because I'm sober, but the court's making me be here. And I'm thinking, well, maybe it's a blessing in disguise.
Right.
Because I could have been in their shoes.